The United States' path to involvement in World War I was marked by careful preparations, legal considerations, and the specter of past conflicts. This article explores the measures taken by the United States to ready itself for war, the implementation of the Alien Enemies Act, and the historical echoes of the Franco-Prussian War that reverberated during World War I. 1. U.S. preparedness. As World War I unfolded in Europe, the United States, under President Woodrow Wilson's leadership, initially adhered to a policy of neutrality. However, recognizing the possibility of eventual involvement, the U.S. began taking steps to prepare for war. These measures included the expansion of the military, the mobilization of resources, and the establishment of diplomatic channels to navigate the complexities of global conflict. 2. Alien Enemies Act. In anticipation of potential hostilities, the U.S. government enacted the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Originally passed during the Quasi-War with France, this legislation granted the president broad powers to apprehend, detain, and deport citizens of countries at war with the United States. In World War I, this act was invoked to address concerns about the loyalty and activities of individuals with ties to nations at war with the U.S. 3. Franco-Prussian War's historical echoes. The Franco-Prussian War of 1870 to 1871, which resulted in the unification of Germany, left a lasting impact on European geopolitics. The consequences of this conflict, including the formation of the German Empire and the annexation of Alsace-Lorraine, contributed to the tensions that ultimately erupted into World War I. The memory of the Franco-Prussian War influenced diplomatic relations, alliances, and war strategies during the early 20th century. 4. Legal framework and executive authority. The Alien Enemies Act served as a legal framework that granted the U.S. government the authority to address potential threats posed by individuals from enemy nations. This legislation underscored the delicate balance between national security imperatives and the protection of civil liberties, raising questions about the limits of executive power during times of war. 5. Implementation and internment. As World War I progressed, the U.S. implemented the Alien Enemies Act to detain and intern individuals of German, Austro-Hungarian, and Ottoman origin. While the vast majority of German Americans faced no repercussions, a small number were subject to internment, reflecting the challenges of distinguishing between loyal citizens and potential threats during wartime. 6. Legacy and lessons learned. The implementation of the Alien Enemies Act during World War I left a legacy that resonated in subsequent conflicts, notably World War I. The legal and ethical considerations surrounding the treatment of alien enemies became central to discussions about civil liberties, human rights, and the balance between national security and individual freedoms. The U.S. preparations for World War I, including the invocation of the Alien Enemies Act, reflect the challenges faced by a nation navigating the complex landscape of global conflict. The historical echoes of the Franco-Prussian War underscored the interconnectedness of European events and their influence on the trajectory of the 20th century. The legal and ethical questions raised during this period continue to resonate in contemporary discussions about the delicate balance between security imperatives and the preservation of fundamental rights during times of war.